Three guys who combined to play 15 seasons in the National Football League trenches. Well, two guys. And Mackey, who didn't do shit. This is the O-Line Committee.
Dumb football questions here for our part 2 of the Super Bowl recap from last night. Boys, I want to start with this one here. I opened up ESPN.com this morning, and one of the first links on the website is odds to win next year's Super Bowl. The league never stops, baby. We're just on to the combine.
The machine continues to roll forward.
By the way, I'm a little sad. This is the last recap of the year. There is no more recaps until what? August, when we maybe do preseason football. I'm not doing preseason. You're right. We're not. I mean, September. I woke up and was like, "This is it."
Can you center yourself? You're trying.
No, I can't because I'm so upset right now.
Can you center yourself, please? I'm looking at a quarter of your face.
There we go.
God,
nice job, Booney.
Maybe I don't want to be seen today. Okay, maybe I'm a little. I'm
still sad.
I'm pissed. Yeah, dude. We're gonna be watching reruns
combines
forever.
in 2 weeks.
This is, to me,
NFL free agency starts in 4 weeks.
Roster building season is a blast. We already have, and we can mix in some of these for dumb football questions too. We have some crazy reports from Sunday on player movement, but I want to ask you guys. So this is from ESPN.com. The Chiefs and the Ravens are tied for the best odds to win next year's Super Bowl, followed by the Bills, Lions, and Eagles, all tied in the next tier. And then it goes 49ers. Well, I'm kind of surprised by that. Based on ages, and Deebo Samuel is now.
Did I hear that he's getting traded? Yeah, what the fuck?
They've given him permission to.
Yeah. So okay. They're not in tier 3. Get out of here.
Give me your right now, next year. If you had to pick right now, who's going to win the Super Bowl next year?
Ravens. I think it's finally there. They have to do it. I think their window is closing.
Boy, you're off your Bills already, huh? You've already.
Are you sure? Are you fucking
quit
traitor? You're even
Bills.
wearing the shirt. I'm going to say
Chargers shirt, you moron.
No, you get the Bills
shirt underneath. We know you have a Bills one on. You showed us.
Bills close to my heart.
Pussy.
Is there a Ravens wife beater under there too, or what's going on?
Dude, all I know is next show you see me, I'm going to have a freaking Kansas City Chiefs flag flying behind me. So
you guys are all crazy, okay? Because there's so many teams that could easily be like, who's to say the Bengals don't come out and just kick some ass, right? Like there's so many teams that could make a run. They're right at Washington. Who's to say Washington doesn't take another step, right? The Lions finally get there. There's so many damn teams. I'm just kind of surprised they put the Eagles in tier 2. Why the fuck would you not put them in tier 1? We just said they're losing 3 people.
Kellen Moore. I think Kellen Moore is the number one reason
Give a
they're not.
Fuck. 26 still back here? Okay, go. Okay.
They're projecting a little bit here, Booty. It's
clearly
9
the
months.
Chiefs have to be there. The Chiefs and who else did you say it was? The Ravens?
The Ravens.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
I think too, we talked about this. Saquon, there's always, whenever you run 350 times for 2,000 yards, historically, there's always a little bit of a step back too. But yeah, I think the Bengals are interesting, but you got to bring back a couple key players first and open up your checkbook. Ooh. Joe Burrow, by the way, on a crusade throughout Super Bowl week.
Oh yeah,
every media platform he could jump on, just sending out messages to the Bengals front office. Let's spend some money. Let's do this. Let's do that. Packers maybe a piece or two away from breaking through. The Lions, obviously, can you push the rock back up the hill a third time?
The Lions have the hardest journey, in my opinion. If they want to even get back to the NFC Championship game, they have
new coordinators.
New coordinators, right? That roster is tired. Right, they've done it now 2 years in a row, not been able to get over the hump. A lot of stuff going on there, a lot of turnover. I think that if I'm Detroit, the thing that needs to rejuvenate me is I need to go get Myles Garrett. Right? Ooh. I think how do we just hook battery cables up to the nipples here, right, boys? How do we just get rocking and rolling again? Myles Garrett, right? Like, here we go. We're back. I feel like that you have to do that kind of a move. That would recharge them. Like, you have to do that kind of a move this offseason, or else players are going to look around going, what's different? What is different? Why are we going to push the ball up the hill this year? Like, why are we doing this again, Dan? Explain to me. I've eaten so many kneecaps in the last 4 years. I don't know what you want from me anymore.
Myles Garrett walks in with 2 forks and a bib and says,
let's eat some more. I'll eat some more with Myles.
Fucking eat, boys. Right? Oh, it's going to go crazy.
I do think they need to have a couple big free agent offseason signings like that to kind of get the get the flow going again as they head into OTAs during this roster building season.
Okay.
I think that's an important one for the Lions. I mean, I'm fascinated. Where's the Vikings at? I mean, they won 14 games this year. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, they're not that far down.
Super, like, what's the quarterback question? That's why they're probably on lower than the list. But.
Well, I can tell you they're going to move forward with JJ McCarthy 90%. They are.
Clearly.
Like, I just behind the scenes rumblings. But then the question is, okay, it's even if you think he's going to be good,
he's a rookie.
Is he's basically first year player. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The Vikings are like 13th. Tied for 13th with the Texans and the Buccaneers on the odds report, so they got him as a playoff team. But I think, I mean, the Vikings need a year to figure out how good is J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you what, the parallel in team history is 1999. The Vikings drafted Dante Culpepper 11th, stashed him for a year. Now, he wasn't rehabbing from an injury, but he didn't play the whole first year. He jumps in as a first-year starter with a good team that had won double-digit games. And they go to the NFC Championship game with basically a rookie quarterback. So, and hell, I mean, Jaden Daniels took the Commanders to. So, if you got the right system and pieces around, and these dudes come in and they're doing like VR reps now to speed up their processing, if you can play, it can click pretty early compared to maybe 30 years ago. But yeah. Even I am not going to put the Vikings in this conversation quite yet.
Oh, you want
Aaron
to?
Rodgers
You wanted
might
to.
be
I
there,
do want
too.
to.
But what's up with that? Yeah, I mean, is AR coming?
Well, let's get to the
Said you
next
talked to
dumb.
him.
Let's get to the next dumb football question here. It's a good segue. So, Jay Glazer came out and reported
I love that
among all these.
I love that Jay Glazer's like one of the breaking news guys, dude. I don't know why it just cracks me up when it's not Ian or Tom.
Well, and what's funny is like Ian, Tom, Schefter have been kind of nibbling around the edges of the Jets are trying to figure out what they're going to do with Rodgers. And Jay Glazer probably got off the phone with Aaron on his way over to the French Quarter. And Aaron's like, yeah, man, can you believe they flew me all the way out there just to tell me they were going to cut me? Bunch of assholes.
Yep.
So he reports that not only is it going to happen, but that the Jets flew him out specifically to tell him face to face, hey, we're done with this experiment. So they're going to release him as a post-June 1st
1.
designation, but they're going to do it before essentially when the league year hits the second week in March. So what does Aaron Rodgers do is the next dumb football question.
Before we get to that, how much leeway do they give Aaron Glenn now after handing him a shit burger of a cap situation, no quarterback, and then saying, hey, we need you to win football games with $70 million in dead cap over the next 2 years? Right? I think that has to play a huge factor. And my question is, did Aaron Glenn know this when he took the job? Right? And I will never know, right? But was this a stipulation of taking the head coaching job in New York was, listen, you want me? Aaron's got to go. Yeah. I'm not willing to plant my flag as a head coach and have that looming over me as a decision. So I want you to tell me you're going to give me 3 years to dig out of this hole that you guys built and then move on from Aaron, or how this all went down is going to be so curious, because if this wasn't Aaron Glenn's plan and they just decided over his head, like, oh, by the way, and we're cutting Aaron. I mean, there's so many question marks, but it's just classic Jets, dude. It's just such a classic Jets thing to do, to just be like, oh, yeah, we're just done. Right?
But isn't it's the right move, though, because he's 40 and he can still play a little bit, but if you were ready to pop,
so much,
if they had won 11 games last year and it was like, oh, they suffered a devastating loss in the wild card round, even, you'd say, all right, you wouldn't have fired your coach, but let's make one more run at it and then figure out quarterback in 2026. But it's like, it is legitimately, if you look historically at like the top 12-ish quarterbacks of all time, you have to go back probably to Johnny Unitas to find a top echelon historical quarterback who has crashed and burned this badly at the end of his career. Yeah, I know Brett Favre at the very end, but Brett Favre, the second to last year with the Vikings, went to the NFC Championship game. But this is like, from a team and personal standpoint, an epic crash and burn.
Have you watched his documentary?
Yeah,
I haven't.
It's fascinating.
Is it?
I think you guys would A, make fun of it for all 3 episodes. But B, I think it definitely explains why Aaron is the way that he is. Going back with his his family, and he's lost, man. Like, he's a 40-year-old dude who has like no idea what the point of all of this is, and he struggles with it.
Interesting. I'll have to watch it on the. I'll watch it on the plane to the combine.
Yeah,
I see him going to Vegas. I think him and Pete Carroll are going to be great. If he doesn't go there, he doesn't go anywhere. I don't think there's a team right now that's like, yeah, come on in. We need your help. Like, we joke about bringing him in here, but could you imagine what the turmoil and the craziness that would happen if they brought him in here? They'd be like, JJ,
he's talking about Vikings.
Don't listen to a word he's saying. Okay.
I'll tell you what.
I could see Pittsburgh bringing him in and drafting a young quarterback, and then just letting him sit for a year and being a bridge quarterback for a year.
You think Mike Tomlin is going to put up with that shit? Have you fucking met Mike Tomlin? You're in Egypt? Yeah, cool. Don't fucking come back. Click. Dude, like, no, he's not fucking going.
They do seem to have a mutual respect for each other.
They don't.
Like the hat tip, right? They had the hat tip thing. Like I that's kind of what I first when like he tried to get him on the hard count. Mike called the timeout and did the little like that's the first thing that came to mind was like I could see Tomlin trying to go and get Aaron.
And if your options as Steelers are, because they're not going to bring back Russell Wilson, it sounds like.
Yeah.
If your options are Justin Fields, you could offer $40 million a year to Sam Darnold in free agency, or you could take a 1-year flyer on Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins for $1.5 million.
You are
while
so
the Falcons pay the rest of the
up, aren't you? You wanted to say that.
He's an option. He's an available option.
Yeah, okay. Him and Aaron Rodgers they're great. That is how bad this year is with the quarterbacks. You're either going to kick Kirk Cousins in free agency or you're taking Aaron Rodgers, and everyone's
there's never great quarterback options in free agent. There's always
this is officially probably the worst I've seen the options this year.
Is it though?
Yeah, those two. I've seen better.
This free agency class paired with the lackluster draft.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what is. I mean, dude, I saw something the other day that was like talking about Kyle McCord's spin rate on his ball and how fast he can throw it. And I was like,
who?
Did you watch him play at Syracuse? Like, I don't give a shit how hard this dude throws the football.
His spin rate,
like, dude, literally, they were like, this guy could be the next elite passer in the NFL. I was like, he throws it to the other team a lot too. Like I don't know. It looks
but
that ball's a tight spiral. That thing is on a rope right into the defender's hands. Like
barely caught it.
Just a tight ass spiral. I mean, on the Vikings thing, just because I know you guys are dying for my answer on this. What just happened?
I don't know. I was stretching.
It's raining on your screen.
Raining. We're talking about.
Sometimes it'll give you like the thumbs up.
Do the thumb. Do the thumb thing. Do the thumb thingy.
Oh, there it is.
It's over there.
There it is. So a part of me looks back 15 years ago. There's the fireworks. And says, man, one of the most fun years in Vikings history is when Brett Favre, legendary, like all-time Mount Rushmore legendary Packer, walked across the border and put a purple jersey on and almost won the Super Bowl. And those fans were burning his jersey. And now Packers fans, I think, much more attached to Brett than Aaron.
Yes.
Like Brett was much more one of them, kind of blue collar.
They were kicking Aaron out the door.
Yeah, but there is 3 years ago, I would have said, yeah, let's bring Aaron in here. One, even if it's one season, just to finish what Brett Favre couldn't back in 2009. Now that you have JJ McCarthy in the building,
don't do that.
Don't delay it. Just let's put JJ McCarthy in and see what happens. I don't think
KOC would anyways. I don't think KOC and Kwesi would. I think they would be like, absolutely not. This is
just culture fit. Culture fit's a big piece to the quarterback position.
Yes, not going to happen.
If I'm the Raiders, by the way, the Raiders, I'm giving Sam Darnold a 3-year deal before I'm bringing Aaron Rodgers in for a year.
And that's another reason
for sure.
why.
But there's only one spot. Sam can only land in one spot,
right.
And there's probably 4 or 5 teams that are in desperate need of a quarterback.
Hey, you know where I could see Aaron going? Cleveland. Go to Cleveland, bro. Do it.
Wow.
Do it. Stop being a pussy. Go deal with the winners again. I'm telling you, man. Done.
Well, I mean, New York's not exactly warm.
But I'll tell you what, Cleveland's the worst. But I'll tell you what, it would be the only place that they would be like, can we deal with his dysfunction? Fuck, we're dysfunctional as it is. Look at our owner. He's ruined everything. Like, this is the perfect spot for him. It's either here or Philly. That's the only 2 places that he can land that people would be like, is this weird? No, this is normal. This is normal to us.
What about no, they just paid Tua. Never mind. I was gonna say, what about in a Dolphins system?
Well, I think, if you got him into any sort of McVay,
Quick
Dolphins, Kevin O'Connell.
If Stafford
let him
retires,
go back up Stafford.
What if Stafford retires, though?
Have the oldest combined quarterback room in the history of the NFL. 80-year-old.
I also don't see him being a backup.
Room.
I don't see him going in for like $5 million to back somebody up. It's either like it's my show or it's no show. That's why if Stafford leaves, maybe that's a possibility. I could see McVay being like, you realize I'm the fucking boss, right? I'm 10 years younger than you, but I'm still the boss. Fuck with me and I'll kill you. Did you see him on the pregame, by the way? He is selling himself so hard. He was talking like, and then you got to worry about the cover 3. And if they go to cover 2, I was like, we get it. You're fucking smart.
Really smart.
Okay, enough.
So I missed it. Was he good on TV?
Have you heard him on TV? There's a reason
Only in
they
like
offer him
coaching
20 a year. There's a reason.
But I've never heard him in that context where he's like on a panel and doing his thing. Only in his
he crushes shit.
He can, the second he hits retirement, he's gonna have every major network just
watch out,
throwing money at it.
They're gonna move Tom to.
But I don't think he'd be great in the booth. He'd be phenomenal on like a pre and post game show. Right, like I think put him on Thursday Night Football's panel with Whitworth and Sherman and Fitzpatrick.
Well, Fox could use. I think Fox tried to get Jimmy Johnson to retire live on air
Fox needs
yesterday.
to just take the scythe to that pregame panel and just right across the heads of all of them because it is so bad.
What was did you guys
Gronk's
see
like like he just like barks at the TV and then Jimmy Johnson doesn't know what planet he's on, right? And you're just like, what are we? And Strahan just kind of like horrible, dude.
Terry Bradshaw stumbling over the highlights.
It's so bad. I can't watch the Fox pregame,
dude.
Like,
let's get McVay in there.
Bad.
Let's get McVay in there for sure. Let's get
McVay. Hire one of the Thursday night guys. Like get Whitworth. Steal Fitzpatrick, right? Get some fresh blood in the Fox game, or else it's over. Because Gronk ain't it, dude. Like we can only laugh at Gronk for so long before we're like, this dude's just a moron.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. Okay, next. This is from a number of different people.
Hey,
dumb football.
We have 10
questions.
minutes left. We have to talk about the halftime show.
Yo, I'm getting there.
Good. Just making
people
sure.
People want to know. So dumb football questions blended into one here. People want to know your take on the halftime show and your Super Bowl food spreads and how you guys, how we all consume the game. Let's start with halftime.
So I'm old and I didn't understand.
Super white and getting old.
I knew one song that got played and I was like, oh, we used to listen to that in the locker room in like 2017. But I will say I appreciated the simplicity of the actual performance, right? There wasn't guys hanging from the ceiling and 20 wardrobe changes and like I appreciate. Now I didn't understand what was happening because I am not very accustomed with pop culture, but I thought overall, like for just consuming a halftime performance, I thought it was pretty good. I thought he did a nice job. I mean, I didn't know his songs. I didn't really know any of that, but I thought for performance-wise, I was fairly entertained in what was going on. It wasn't until after the game, and I was scrolling Twitter last night where I was like, oh, there's a lot of messaging going on in this halftime show, apparently. So I had no idea what was going on.
Jay, I'm with you. I had no idea. All the rookies were like talking about everything going on, and I was like, what are they doing? They're like, oh, dude, there's massive beef between him and Drake. I was like, who the fuck is Drake? They were like, dude, seriously? I was like, yo, what are we doing? And they're like, they started telling me. And then I started going, why is he wearing an Amazon A? And they're like, are you serious? I was like, no, I'm kidding. What the fuck are
Yeah, just want to see if you guys knew.
Googling in the back.
I'm so confused as to what's going on. And then all of a sudden, Serena's dancing.
Dude, that was the one that threw me off.
What the fuck
I was like,
going
I go,
on?
is that? I looked at my wife. I go, is that Serena?
Yeah.
Is that Serena Williams? She goes,
My
yeah.
wife was like, that's Serena Williams. I'm like, why would it be Serena Williams? She goes, because she used to be with Drake and Drake stalked her, and this is a huge troll job on national TV. I'm like, oh, wow, that's amazing.
Wow, we're just here to watch the football game. There's more going on.
I had to text my junior in high school neighbor girl that watches our kids, and I go, who's this chick singing? She goes, oh, that's SZA. I was like, oh,
Dude,
okay.
Totally.
I'm going to say this.
Oh,
Listen,
Yeah, that's right, SZA, for
the
sure.
lighting, I couldn't tell with the lighting.
I'm sitting there in the middle of the couch. Everybody's around me. Johnny and his friend are behind me. Carmen and Kick are playing in the back. I don't know where Dana is. She's somewhere, right? We're all watching the kids. We're eating food, minding our business. All of a sudden, all the guys sit up and they're like, dude, SZA's about to be on. They're like, Boone, wait until you see this chick. I'm like, I'm married, 4 kids, right fucking behind me. Shut up.
My wife
Johnny
hears
starts.
you, we're all dead.
Johnny starts tapping me. He's like, Dad, wait till you see this. And I'm like, shut up. All of a sudden, this chick comes on, and everyone's like tapping me like, that's SZA, dude. Oh, my God, she's there. And I'm like, what is wrong with you idiots? Like, what the fuck are you doing? They're like, she's so hot, dude. She's so hot. I start singing. They're like, dude, you hear that? Oh, my God. Dude, everybody was going crazy. My daughters are like, what's everybody doing? I'm like, they're oogling and ogling at the TV. Don't mind them. They're idiots.
How old, you guys aren't? I'm the oldest one. I'm 39, but we're all like in our 30s.
Yeah.
How old were you when you first felt like I'm losing touch on significant chunks of pop culture?
Dude, when I got out of the
into
NFL.
the league.
When I got out of the NFL,
I got into the NFL.
I lost all pop culture after I left the NFL because you'd catch on to things that people talking like in the cold tub.
Oh, yeah.
In the sauna, you'd just be listening like, oh, that's interesting, right? But that's not in my algorithm, right? Like there's a lot of things in my algorithm. That's not it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where you just watched it and you're like, I mean, all of a sudden you're like, why is Samuel L. Jackson Uncle Sam? I don't understand what's happening.
Blew my mind. Was that Samuel L?
So I go, is that Samuel L. Jackson? What's happening?
I did have to.
I
check,
know him. I know him.
I had to check our guy, Boone knows Declan, our Purple Daily executive producer, and he said he was trying to explain to me and Judd. He's like, dude, Drake and Kendrick Lamar, like, this is going into the Super Bowl. Is he gonna do like the diss track? It's the biggest rap feud in history. And I said, I got to check you there because, like, a dude got shot named Tupac in the 90s that you might want to go to Wikipedia. And
they don't know about Tupac. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I will say this. When I got into the league, you learn a lot. Jay's right. When you're in the locker room, you listen. And you're in the hot tub, you listen, right? And all of a sudden,
you don't have an opinion.
You pick up a lot. My wife would be like, how do you know all this? I'd be like, shh, don't even, right? I find myself still learning a lot because the boys talk and I listen. And at times I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? Who are they talking about? And they'll be like, dude, it's little Xanny Bar Pill. And I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? And they just say the dumbest shit sometimes. And I'm like, man, what? Oh, I'm so glad I'm not in the locker room anymore. Like
names
the
of these
beef
people,
and the shit going on
kill me.
And half of them are like, yeah, so-and-so shot that chick. And all of a sudden they're mad and they're feuding. And I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about, dude? They're like, oh, dude, it's all over. It's world star. And I'm like, oh, my God, I am so lost right now. I feel like an 80-year-old man at times. But then I listen to what they're talking about. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm okay with being 80. I don't want to listen to this shit anyways. I have so many better things to do.
We're going to play a game right now called Figure Out Jeremiah and Alex's rap name. So your rap name is going to be Lil and then the last team you played for and the number.
Little Seahawks 78. Hell yeah, baby.
Little Bill 74.
Little Bill
74. Dude,
I feel like Boone would have to have something about with his like peg leg knee. Like that'd have to be something with the rap name, right?
Something for sure. God,
old metal rhino knee.
Old metal.
Food spreads. What about food spreads last night?
Oh,
what
I gotta give
slinging last night?
Huge shout out to Mr. Pig Smokery. We bought the best barbecue. They brought in trays of food. The boys crushed it. We're gonna post today some pictures. It was a great time. Somebody got a hold of the lighter and tried to light people's hair on fire from behind last night. My gosh. I'm not gonna say who it was. I may have taken a video, but like somebody was going around like. And they almost caught my hair, and somebody was like, "Do you know how much product he has in that? Do not fuck with that hair."
That would have went up quick.
Oh, I was like, "God, dude, you're gonna tar." It was so fun that the boys ate so much food. Quinn Carroll's mom brought over 2 dishes of desserts, which was phenomenal. Dude, we had such a spread. It was so great. The boys ate a ton. We got Jarritos, Arnold Palmer's. We went crazy last night.
And then they're gonna meet you in the gym in 45 minutes.
You should have heard them. They were eating plate after plate. Like, this is gonna hurt so bad. I go, oh, it's every bit of it. It's gonna hurt, but it's worth it.
It's meat sweats.
Oh yeah,
meat coma.
I smoked a pork shoulder, so I went 8 hour smoked pork shoulder, which was fantastic. And then so we did pulled pork nachos, and then I just had the neighbors over, nothing crazy, and then had some shrimp cocktail.
Boy.
Pork shoulder, shrimp cocktail, and then just like hors d'oeuvres and apps, like no actual meal.
Ditto. We slow cooked some pork shoulder last night.
In the slow cooker?
In the old slow cooker. Yeah.
Nice.
Although here's what we did. So I did, it was 3 pounds of pork shoulder with just some sort of like chili powder seasoning. So I went like 3.5 hours on the slow cook. and it was maybe like 180 degrees internally, and you got to get it up to like 205, 203, and so I'm like, man, the game is about to start. Do I throw it back in the slow cooker for like 2 more hours, or do I 10-minute pressure cook this thing?
Did you?
10-minute pressure cook that thing. Because I don't want to be dealing with this during the second quarter, man.
No, you don't.
So it was a little rougher than probably should have been.
A little chewier than it wanted to be.
We're still figuring this thing
So
out.
pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Should have started that thing. I was like, if I start at 1 o'clock and then we can get it right.
Always start earlier than you think.
Yeah,
always
that's a
start
mistake.
earlier than you think. Right?
Should've started at 10 a.m.
I smoked mine the night before. I was like, I'm not dealing with this on Super Bowl Sunday. Smoke it the night before, shred it, and then just throw it in the oven, give it a little reheat beforehand. So this is my first one. I was super nervous, but it turned out pretty good.
And you're cooking for other people. You don't want to screw up their Super Bowl dinner.
Especially
it was like I think it was about 7 hours on the smoker, so not bad. Not bad. Spritz it up. But
man, any in our last 2 minutes here, any other? And by the way, we're going to be.
Oh yeah, we're not going
off season is going to be balls to the wall. This
we
year,
might
the
not be
next
at
3 months,
5:30 a.m. anymore, but we are definitely.
We'll figure it out. We'll
There
do a
was a-
film breakdown of this. This film breakdown is going to be wild.
Oh, it's going to be insane. I cannot wait. That'll probably be our last 5:30. Can I just say, though, this was fun. Waking up early is always fun with you guys. The season made me so sad it's over. It's going to be all just speculation, reckless speculation from now on, which I get myself in a lot of trouble with. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to go crazy.
Draft
But at the
season.
same time, can I just say one thing? I know the season's over. The Eagles won it. I am still pissed that Saquon Barkley did not beat that record. I am still pissed. I want Saquon to have that record so bad.
What the single season?
Single season rushing.
But does that's the glorified one. But he is now playoff and regular season the most rushing yards in the history of the NFL.
I agree, but you don't have that
And a ring.
one fucking record that everyone's just been.
I will
trying
go
to get.
all the way back where I planted the flag on week 18, where I said he doesn't give a shit. He wants to win the Super Bowl, and you all looked at me like, "Well, it doesn't
Oh yeah, I'm still doing
matter."
it. I'm still looking
No.
at you like you're an idiot. Yeah, no.
Could have had both.
Could have had both. Yeah, could have easily had both.
Should have got hurt and not had any. So
You know, you look
I
at
don't know
you.
what to tell
You're
you.
always going down that road, Mom.
Always.
Could be hurt.
Always.
Could have got hurt. You sound like my mom.
Football's dangerous.
It is.
Football's very
Guess what?
scary.
You got the ring on. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck anymore. Congratulations to the Eagles. You know what? And you know what? Everybody should thank them because I don't think I heard one person was rooting for the Chiefs. Like every single person was like, I need Philly to win so bad, but I know the Chiefs are going to win.
How
I was
about
like,
even the stadium? It's like Chiefs fans say, we've blown all of our savings the last 3 Super Bowls traveling to different places.
I don't think we're
Green
gonna
We'll
make
just
it.
watch from home.
dude, how about they booed Taylor Swift too? They were booing the shit out of her. I was
Eagles
And
fans, yeah.
she didn't know what was going on. She was like, "Oh, what's?" She like
Who are
they
they
had the
talking
camera on her
to?
and they're booing her, and she's like, "What's going on?"
They
They're
boo
like, "Oh, no,
Santa
that's for
Claus.
you."
They boo Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
They don't
boo
care who you are.
anyone.
They boo Sirianni, dude. That's this dysfunction of Philly. They boo their own team.
Amazing. All right, Booney, Jay,
Back to work.
I am Phil, and this wraps another season of O-Line Committee. But we are
I had
back
so much fun,
for a
guys.
film breakdown, and next week we're going to keep
yeah.
this thing rolling, obviously, into the off season here. This is an offensive line lifestyle podcast. See you guys.